In GTA 5, all 3 of the main characters have their own cars, and they all have cool license plates to go with it. For example, on Franklin's Buffalo S, he has the license plate FC1988, or Franklin Clinton 1988, which was the year he was born. And on his motorcycle, he basically has the same thing, just FC88, which, again, Franklin Clinton 1988. Moving on to Michael, he drives the tailgate and has the license plate 5MDS003, which I'm not entirely sure what it stands for. I would assume the MDS stands for Michael DeSanta. For the numbers, I'm honestly not sure. There's a bunch of theories online, but I'm not reading all of that. And then there's Trevor's Bodie, which has the license plate Betty32, and we're not 100% sure who Betty is, but we have some ideas. Pretty much, Betty is most likely either Trevor's mother, because we never figured out her name. She could be one of Trevor's ex-girlfriends, which if so, I'm sorry for her. Or it could just be what Trevor calls his truck. I mean, Bodie, Betty, they're similar. As far as the 32, I'm again not entirely sure. Maybe it was how old he was when he bought the truck, or how old he was when he killed his girlfriend. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, those are the license plates of the main characters, and the ones coming up get so much crazier, and then we'll hop into some weird GTA Online ones too, so yeah, just stick around. But anyway, we're staying in story mode for now, specifically staying with Michael's family, because I knew they were like completely dysfunctional, but I didn't know how stupid their license plates were. Like, Tracy's license plate is P3RSEUS, or Perseus, which I don't know why you would get a clothing store as your license plate. That'd be like if we got, like, I don't know, Macy's in real life. And then if you go to Amanda's car, she has the license plate Crystal, which seems weird at first until you realize Amanda was a stripper at one point and she went by the name Crystal. So yeah, I mean, Michael and his family definitely, they got some interesting plates. And another interesting plate can be found in the Chop mission, because during this mission, you're with Lamar, and at one point you have to get in this van and drive it, and if you look closely, the plate is Lamar G. And a lot of people saw this and were like,
but Lamar's last name is David. He's living a second secret life with the last name that starts with G.
Which I guess could be true, but more likely the G just stands for gangsta. There's also the Pac-Man mission, where essentially the whole point is you just steal a bunch of cars, and all of those cars have cool plates on them. Like the one that you actually steal, the Monroe, has the license plate FA5T66, or Fast 66. You then take that car and load it onto a trailer with a bunch of other cars and start driving towards the top of the map, but at one point, Franklin backs the JB700 off the trailer, and we can see the license plate says Agent, which, if you somehow don't know by now, the JB700 is a James Bond car, and James Bond also goes by Agent 007, so I mean, it makes sense. Also on the trailer, we see the Z-Type, which has the license plate Vintage, probably because this thing literally could not look any older. We can also see the Stinger, which probably has my favorite plate, Alpha Dog, which I don't necessarily know what it means, but it's just cool. And then yeah, there's also the Entity XF and the Cheetah on the trailer, which have these license plates that I don't know what they mean anyway. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, anyway, then we have the Unknowing the Truth mission, where basically Michael is summoned to the Epsilon program, where you can see some pretty interesting license plates, because basically they load up a car with money, and it's Michael's job to transport the money, but the car he drives has the plate Kiflam. And if you don't know what Kiflam is, I don't want to get into it too much, but it has to do with the people Michael was just talking to, which is a cult, by the way. So it's not surprising that the cult put Kiflam on the plate. It's kind of cool, I guess. But that's not it, because essentially all this mission is just transporting money, and it's super easy, but for some reason, after you complete it, they surprise you with a free Rusty tractor. Just not a normal Rusty tractor, of course, because once you get on it, you'll see it also has a Kiflam license plate. So yeah, just another little Easter egg from Rockstar. But this next Easter egg is crazy, because if you play as Franklin and buy the taxi business, you'll unlock a type of mission called private taxi fares, where essentially you pick up players and drop them off. You become a taxi driver. But we see a lot of weird license plates during them. Like at one point, you go to pick up someone under a bridge, and during the cutscene, we can see they have the license plate Snake Eyes. plate. Now, I'm not 100% sure what that means or if it means anything at all, but it's definitely there. But yeah, it gets weirder because in another mission, you get a call about having to go pick up some dude named Walter. And when you get there, there's two of the craziest license plates so far. Pretty much, there's two emperors, and one of them has the license plate Nico B, which if you somehow don't know, stands for Nico Bellic, the main character in GTA 4. And the other one says Roman B, which stands for Roman Bellic, who was the owner of the cab company in GTA 4. So yeah, two really interesting Easter egg license plates. There's another mission called Nervous Ron, where basically someone breaks into Trevor's house and Trevor makes it his life goal to find them. And to do that, the game gave us and Ron a Blazer to ride, which have the license plate TPI 1000 or Trevor Phillips Industry 1000. And the other one just says Believe, which I don't know. Maybe it's like believe that you can find the people that broke into Trevor's house. I don't know. And then for the very last story mode license plate, we have a tow truck that literally just says steal me, which is good because it's GTA. I think we were going to steal it anyway. But yeah, I think that's all of the interesting story mode license plates. If I did miss any, just let me know in the comments. But again, I think that's all of them. But now let's move into all of the online ones because these are just weird. For example, if you go into your penthouse and request a limo, you will basically get someone to come pick you up and chauffeur you around the map, but there's two different limos that can come. The first one has the license plate Diamond 1 because, well, yeah, obviously Diamond Casino, Diamond, you get the point. And the second one is just Diamond 2, which again, makes sense. But also at the casino, if you just walk around the parking lot, you can find cars with weird plates, like this one, which says Cowboy. This one says Gabriel. This one says Ush1, which I'm not exactly sure what that one means. We got Ancestor and Moody Man. So yeah, some cool casino plates for you. And then the LS car meet is pretty similar because there too, you can just find cool plates. Like the Slam truck that used to be there had the plates LSC, which I would assume stands for Los Santos Customs or Los Santos Customs, my bad. There's also a Drift Yosemite you can find there, which has almost the same plate. It's just LSC 2. And then also around this place, you can find MADRAWP, which is just for whatever is, I forget his last name, I'm not gonna lie, this. And then on the Emperor, again, you can find the plate Lamar G, which, yes, is the exact same plate that we saw in story mode. Or there's my favorite, which is a car that says On the Spot, which is a pretty obvious reference to my boy Johnny.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
And then when you buy the arena and go there for the first time, you get a cutscene. Yeah, the things we all hate. But at one point in the cutscene, we see an arena car. And if you look really closely, it has the plate Arena, which is cool. And as far as I know, we've never seen it again. And then there's also just like a bunch of smaller characters that all have their own personal vehicles with their personal plates on it. Like Franklin, which I guess isn't really a smaller character, but anyway. If you go to his house and online, you can see his Ignis parked outside with the plate of Franklin. Or there's his Buffalo STX, which has the plate FC 1988, which, yes, again,
Franklin 1988.
There's also Carrie McDonald, this bitch, and she's basically some celebrity in GTA 5, and in one of the nightclub missions, we go to pick her up, where she gets out of her red car and into ours. But if you take a closer look at that red car, it's kind of hard to see. I'll just pop it up on the screen. She has the license plate Dixie because she has a dog named Dixie. There's also Tony Prince, who is like the nightclub guy basically, and he owns a Shafter V12, which has the license plate Prince on it. The nightclub also gives us a Patriot stretch to use, which is literally what we used to pick up Carrie a second ago. But anyway, yeah, that thing also has the license plate Prince on it. I guess Tony just loves putting his last name on license plates. Then we got El Rubio, and if you go to his compound, you can find his beautiful Brioso, which is arguably like one of the worst cars you could buy. But anyway, if you look closely at his plate, you can see it says Rubio. So yeah, just another person that needs to put their name on a license plate. And then yeah, there is one cool license plate I found in a mission. Basically, if you start up Operation Paper Trail, at one point you'll hop in a Greenwood that has the plate 29ULP408, which at first seems like it means absolutely nothing. But then you realize ULP is for Agent ULP, who was a main character in GTA 4 and a minor character in GTA 5. And the 29408 is for April 29th, 2008, which is the day that GTA 4 was released. So yeah, another cool little Easter egg from Rockstar. Also in online, there's the vehicle export business, where basically you steal cars, obviously, and every single one of those cars has a cool plate, which means there's like literally hundreds. So I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just pop a bunch up on the screen right now if you're interested at all. But yeah, I think that's all, or again, at least close to all of the cool plates in online. But we do have all of like the actual plates, like the license plate designs, like these four, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with, but there's actually a lot more, like the SA exempt plate, which can be found on police and just other government vehicles. There's the North Yankton plates, which were only supposed to be on North Yankton cars, but over the years, people have found out glitches and just other ways to get these on regular cars, so now they're kind of rare. And then we got the Epsilon plate, which no, this thing has unfortunately never been released, but leakers have found it in the game file, so I thought I would talk about it. Then there's one of my favorites, which is if you come to this location, you can find some like burnt down car that actually has a real California license plate on it, which I don't know how Rockstar got away with that without being sued, but I'll take it. Then finally, we got this license plate, which we saw in a GTA 5 pre-release screenshot. And yeah, I think that's all of the cool plates. Subscribe.